Really excited for her. That voice right there. A young lady we got an opportunity to watch grow up and evolve before our very eyes.
Yep.
Extremely popular name. You know, very intriguing, very alluring. Her career has been, her personal life has been, all these different things, all these adversities we watched her face, but also all of these wins we watched her accumulate.
Right.
And I actually use her in a way. She doesn't even know this because I doubt if she remembers it. But there was one time I can't remember the airport. I was in the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And these young ladies approached me and told me that Blac Chyna was over there, over in the corner.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, shit, Blac Chyna? I found myself turning into a groupie, right? And I was like, wow, I've watched her so much. You know, I've seen all the different things she's done on Instagram and videos and the TV shows and all of these different things, which was a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, would you like to meet her? And I went over there and I was by myself and I said hi to a lot of the folks that were surrounding you. And you were very pleasant to me. You were very nice. You were very soft-spoken, and you had this smile on your face. And I remember coming back to work saying, guess who I met? And I've been bragging about this for a couple of years.
You have been. You have.
And every time you come up in the news, I'll be like, that's my girl.
That's my friend.
That's my friend. She's always been sweet with me, so I rock with her through thick and thin. Absolutely. Yeah. And even when I heard you rapping, I was like, we're going to support these raps, you know, and we're going to support these videos. I play thick. I play cash only. Mm-hmm. What was the other one? Deserve or don't deserve?
Oh, yeah, deserve.
Deserve.
Yeah.
I played that too, and I had to play my word because you got Keek the Sneak and you got Too Short from Oakland. But I want to welcome you to the show and congratulate you on your journey and your evolution, your transformation. Please welcome to the show the one and only Angela White.
Hey. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. Absolutely.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here, y'all. You don't know. I was like, I'm so grateful. I'm so excited. It's a privilege.
Long time coming because Sway was not lying, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's always been speaking very highly of your spirit.
Yep.
Well, I see through everything. I see through headlines. I see through the adversity people face, and I sense things, you know. And you say it's a privilege, right? Was there ever a point that you stopped recognizing privileges, that they were just going by, you didn't see them for what they were?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But, you know, thinking back, it's like, you know, it's always one of those things like, man, one day, like, I would love to come, you know, on Sway Show, or like one day I would love to do this. So it's definitely a privilege because everything isn't just going to be just given to you. You know, you have to be like grateful for like anything that's positive coming your way. So that's why I'm like, this is a privilege.
It's a privilege. So, you know, I mean, who did you grow up listening to? When I first heard you were rapping, I was like, well, damn it, who is she modeling herself? Is it Lauryn Hill? Is it Latifah? Is it Nicki? Who did you grow up listening to?
I grew up listening to Jay-Z, Jill Scott.
Wow.
Linkin Park, Spice Girls.
That sounds like my playlist.
Yeah, I mean, like all of that. So I was listening to like all types of genres of music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was it always your plan to be in the public eye? At what age did you decide, you know what, I want this. I want to be in the public eye. I want to be in that world of entertainment.
I think for me, it was just one of those things that came. Mm-hmm. You know, it wasn't something that I was seeking. Honestly, I was just trying to get to the money and like hustle and just figure out a way how to get money, especially like coming from DC, you know, and that's all we know is hustle.
Word.
And then, you know, that's how I ended up in Miami because, well, I went to school, Johnson & Wales University, but that's how I ended up in Miami. Because a lot of people are like, yo, you was dancing at King of Diamonds. I'm like, I was, but I was dancing before in Washington, D.C. And that was for 2 years. And then I moved to Miami.
Dancing. Now, did you really know how to dance, or it was just a job? Like, you had rhythm?
Man, I ain't got no rhythm.
Know what?
No, you know, I was just like sweet China, like hi, like they'll just give me money. Okay, like how was your day? No rhythm. Like I would try to do it like some pole stuff. It was bad. It was bad.
How did you get?
I was the best worst dancer.
The best worst dancer.
Exactly.
That's a new award.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Best worst dancer goes to.
That's a superlative. How did you get put onto that world? Like, what was it that felt like, you know what, that's the direction I want to go in, and I think I could kill it?
Well, it was never something that I wanted to do. It was like something that I had to do because I had to get from out of DC. And the reason why I even started dancing is because at the time I didn't have money to go to Johnson & Wales. And I was living with my godparents at the time. And they was like, hey, guess what? Graduation, you're out of here. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? Like, I got to get money because Uno's Pizzeria and Hooters is not cutting it.
It wasn't working out?
It was not.
They got banging wings.
It was not. The pizza's too deep dish. No more pizza for me with them deep dish. I didn't ate those too many times. But for me, I was like, man, I got to figure out like how to get this money just to even like get from out of the house. And one day, mind you, 2 years passed. And I was like in the house. I had my my apartment. I had a 2-bedroom apartment. I had 2 cars. I had a Dodge Charger because at the time, you know how Boosie had like all the Chargers and the Hemis and the. I didn't have a Hemi though. I just had a basic one. And I had like a Pontiac and my dog Mango. And I just really wasn't happy. I knew that this was something that I didn't really want to do because growing up, my mom was an exotic dancer.
Okay.
And, and what's crazy is we actually danced at the same time. We were dancing at the same time. She was dancing at Irvis and I was dancing at Sensationals and Fuegos.
Oh, wow.
And y'all knew that?
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell her what to do.
Yeah.
That's
That's
the
her
mom.
mom.
That's the mama. The mama gonna do what you got to do, I guess. But we was doing that. But one day, I like to like keep papers and I'm like very organized and things like that. I like to keep things not in a hoarding way, but just like I like to keep certain things. And I kept my acceptance letter to Johnson & Wales University. And I went to like this box. Someone's like, go in the box and look and see what the papers, what's in the box. So I look and I'm like, I seen Johnson & Wales, like the acceptance letters. And I was like, dang, like this is like the life. This is really what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not supposed to be doing it. So I started reading it. And I realized, like, wait a minute. It said it was valid for 2 years. I was like, wait a minute. This is a sign. I picked up the phone. I called my grandma. My grandma was living in Virginia at the time. I said, look, Grandma, I called Johnson & Wales. I was like, hey, can I come and start the semester? Like, is everything still valid? They said, yeah, as long as you can make orientation. Bob, call my grandma. Grandma, listen, I'm about to drive us all the way from Maryland, all the way to Florida and back. She was like, okay, that's cool. Long as we could just stop at the south of the border. And I was like, deal. So we stopped at the south of the border. She wanted to get the little, the Last Supper picture, a back scratcher, and the little sombrero hat, like the hat. So I'm like, shoot, okay, deal. So I drove us there. We did orientation. I drove us back. And then, once the school year started, I packed up anything I could possibly fit inside my Dodge Charger. I put it on the auto train. Everything that I had, like in my 2-bedroom apartment, I gave it to my grandma, the dog, the Pontiac, everything. I was like, Grandma, I'm out. And I just never went back.
Wow.
I never went back.
And look where it led her. Come on.
Man.
Come on.
Wow.
Now you're going to sway in the morning, damn it. Good thing you took that drive. Good thing you got that sombrero.
Yeah, I'm like, back scratcher too.
There you go.
I'm like, Grandma, your back's so itchy.
So where was your father, or who's in your life?
You know what? I met him when I was maybe, I would say 14, something like that. But he never was around. But I did have like my stepfathers at the time. But, I lived with him for 1 year. I lived with him my 10th grade year. My 10th grade year, because I kind of like bounced from different schools. Like I went to Anacostia in my 9th and 10th grade year. And then my 11th grade year, I went all the way to Bryansboro, Maryland. And I went to, what was the name? Lackey. It was a Lackey, yes, Lackey High School. And then the last straw, I was like, I cannot live with him. And he has his kids, and I'm like, I gotta clean up after his kids. Mind you, because I'm only child.
Word.
So I'm not used to like washing dishes and doing all this stuff, because my grandma do all this. But I know how to do it, but now I'm like cleaning up after myself and like your kids. I was like, I gotta get out of here. But I always made good grades in school. And after that, I was like, I convinced my mom. I was like, Mom, I really want to finish my last year, my 12th grade year with my god sister, Sheikah.
Okay.
So that's how we landed going to Johnson & Wales, but she didn't get accepted, but I did. And I'm going to tell you this, and this is like for the young girls. It doesn't matter what you do your 12th grade year. It really starts to count, you guys, like your 9th, 10th, and 11th. So it doesn't matter if you do all A's and B's your 12th grade year. It starts before then. So that's kind of like what happened. So I always make good grades. So they just like accepted me. and I was going to go there for fashion merchandising, but I got in there and they're like clothes and sewing. I'm like, okay, this is like, I don't know about the labor part, so I changed it. I don't know about the laboring part about that. Like, so I was like,
Answers don't like to work.
So no, I love to work,
I'm joking.
but I was like, I changed it to business management, and I was like, okay, this is more my stilo.
Had to be. I saw you nodding when she was saying what she was saying. What's
because
that
I
about?
learned that too. It's like your first 3 years of high school what counts. By the time you get to your senior year, like they're looking back at like what you did and what place you are in your class and all that kind of stuff. So she's absolutely right. That's a good message to send out to everybody, men and women right now that's watching this show or listening. But what I wanted to ask you is this transition that we've all been watching that you're going through right now, I think is beautiful. And congratulations to you. Was there a moment that it hit you? For me, I was 27 years old when it happened to me. I remember clearly. It was so much going on. I ended up having a dream of a flood, and I remember waking up the next day going, I need to change. Like, was there a moment for you where it was just like something has to give, like the same way you felt when you was living in this house or living here? Did you have that moment?
I don't think that I had a moment. It just came over me. Like I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired of the same patterns, and it's like obviously it's something that I'm doing wrong, even though I thought that the things that I was doing right, but I wasn't doing it the right way. I was doing it the Blac Chyna way. You know what I mean? And the Blac Chyna way, obviously, it got me to where I am today as Angela. You know what I mean? I was always Angela, but then, you get sucked into the entertainment industry and this and that. And you have all these different energies, and you got to think like drugs, alcohol, sex, this, that. All of that will suppress you. You know what I mean? And really bury like really who you are. Because all of us, like we have, the godliness in us. It's just so much trauma and like this and that and burying it. And I'm a strong person and this. And then that's where like the anger comes in. And then like the substance abuse and treating people wrong and, fast money. And I have to have this. And then all the materialistic things to bury like really like who you are, And I told my talent agent and my friends, I was like, listen, I don't care about anything on my birthday. I want to get baptized on my birthday. And I was like, call every pastor you know. I'm calling my friends like, who's your pastor? Who's your pastor? So on the day of my birthday, 2 pastors had showed up. And I was like, who do I choose? I was like, I don't know.
Like a versus right
I'm
there.
like, I'm like, I don't know. But then when both of them, once they linked up, they're like, what, man? And they used to work together and they helped each other. So it was like all love. And I was like, thank you. But ultimately, I gravitated towards Bishop James. And if you look at the video, he's inside the water with me. And you have the other bishop. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. The other gentleman, the bishop that was over top. So it was even more powerful, the fact that I had 2 bishops there. And just from there, I was just like baby steps. And for me, like sometimes like I would quit the drinking or quit the partying, right? But I didn't like add the Bible and the working out. Or I would just work out and not add the Bible and then the sobriety. So I was like, I'm going to stick to 3 things and not worry about the business or anything like that. Because sometimes we could be very hard on ourselves. And with me, like with business stuff, I always do things from A to Z. You know what I mean? I always build my foundation so that nobody can ever, ever, ever take that away from me. And that's just like with anything that I do. So I was like, I'm going to combine these 3 things and worry about myself. Because as people, we always like worry about everybody else. Even just for like validation or support or just like any of that type of stuff. So I kind of went into like solitude to myself. I built like my gym in my garage. I was just like, sobriety, working on the Bible, that's it. It's 52 weeks in a year. You could go to church 52 times or at least 40. like out the year. Like, come on, like, you know, and if you really think about it and you read the Bible, we're supposed to rest on the 7th day. Some people want to, you could do it on the 6th day or the 7th day, depending on like your religion, but we won't get into all that.
Okay.
Wow.
Right. Wow.
Thank you for
Thank
sharing.
you for sharing that, man. Angela White is here. and Blac Chyna, that's the business side.
That's the business.
Right? But
Yes.
Angela White, damn. I'm enjoying this conversation.
As
Tracy, you
am
were
I.
so excited that
Thank
she was
you.
coming, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you're just a very intriguing woman. And, you know, so many of us, we got reeled in because it's a beautiful face who also has such a high business acumen. But I feel like it must feel so good to see people equally embrace Angela White as they did, if not more than the Blac Chyna side. We had Omarion on the show yesterday, and he was talking a lot about his personal transformation. And when he really embraced spirituality, he realized forgiveness plays a big part in his freedom, and forgiving things that he did, forgiving others for what they did, et cetera, and also just apologizing. I wonder how you've embraced that. Is there anyone, you mentioned like things that you had done in the past that maybe you're not proud of to other people, not acting your best self. Have you apologized to anyone in particular? Or if you could, what would you say?
Honestly, I'm very unapologetic. You know what I mean? Because I feel like sometimes it's just not me. It was kind of like that person. And I'm not just saying that, but forgive and forget, absolutely. You know, I forgive people for what they done to me. Like, I just like look at it and okay, it happened, and I keep it pushing. I've never been a person to where as though like this happened to me. I never played victim or I never try to like victimize people. You get what I'm saying? Like, right is right and wrong is wrong. And that's just kind of like how I roll. But forgiveness is definitely key, because what happened is you'll close your heart, and then then you'll start having like trust issues with people, and not give everybody like that fair opportunity. And that's where a lot of people mess up, like business opportunities too. You know, so it's just basically, I mean, I feel like once you like become and like come into yourself and just be alone, like you'll really like start to see like where you messed up, and then you can make those calls. But to answer your question, yes, I have reached out to a few people, and you know what? They were like, we were waiting for you to call, and I was like, thank you, I love you so much, and you know, and it's just like back like nothing ever happened. Some of my actions, I apologize to my friend Lola. I've apologized to my team, like some of the past people that I work with on my team, because you know you get so like out of tune with your body, you know what I mean? It's just really not yourself. Like teen people, you know, I forgive my mom all the time. You know what I mean? And I love my mama too. Yeah, she's so funny. Like I just can't wait till she, like, you know what I mean, come out from whatever it is that she's coming from. She needs to really honestly be like a comedian. Like, she's hilarious. But I love my mom. I respect my mom, you know. And I feel like with that, I just want people anybody that's dealing with anything like that, just set your boundaries. You know what I mean? And just moving forward, because even in relationships, we don't set boundaries. We just get into a relationship and expect things from them. And it's like, you got to set your boundaries and say, hey, like, this is what it is that I'm doing. Is either you're going to ride or not. Word. You know what I mean? Because everybody ain't going to like feel the same way you feel, or take that journey, or want to take that, because they're probably still not healed themselves. So it's kind of hard to like kind of like see eye to eye with certain people. It could be even people that you work with. It's like, man, I'm trying to do this, like eat right there, but they just not on the wave, and it's like, damn, all right, I'm gonna do it by myself. Yeah. You know, and that's when that alone and that solitude, and then the more that you're alone, the more spiritual you'll get.
Agree.
You know what I mean? It's like, who is it to talk to? You're going to talk to God. You're going to talk to a higher power, or whatever it is that you believe in.
Is celibacy something that you've thought of or would do in terms of like being alone with your body in a sexual manner?
No.
That's going viral. I listen. I ain't trying to have no attitude now.
I ain't trying to deprive myself.
No, I mean, but right now, honestly.
No,
that's real.
How long?
Like
it could be customizable. The reason I say that is
I'm just
hearing your story when I had my spiritual awakening.
I was like, damn, how's she going to answer that?
Solitude, and I'm 1,000% with you. Solitude will increase your spirituality, and I added on the celibacy because I really wanted to shut down my senses so I could really get to the voice that counts, my inner voice, and not think about any of outside influences. And so my perspective on romantic relationships just ended up changing. I was joking about this with you, Sway, yesterday, where it was like, I got to a point where if a man would mention God, that would turn me on, versus before that wasn't the case. Are you seeing a difference in your attraction to men based off of the transformation that you're having?
Honestly, that's not even my focus, and that used to be my focus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not worrying about that right now. I'm worrying about me.
There you go.
It's all about me.
Amen.
You feel me? And I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
We'll count on you.
Yeah.
Mike Muse.
Yeah. I have a question. I'm loving this interview. I'm learning a lot about you.
Shit, we learning a lot about ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like therapy for us.
Right, exactly. Didn't know about the Johnson & Wales and the tenacity you had to take matters in your own hand and survival, right?
Yes.
And doing it for yourself. I'm just wondering, obviously it's going to be baby steps, but is Blac Chyna in the past? And are you going forward as Angela White? And if so, what kind of career do you want Angela White to have?
Okay, Blac Chyna is the brand. Angela White is the actress, the mom, the businesswoman, the one that's signing all those papers and checks and things like that to make things go. And honestly, it's just myself. Blac Chyna is still going to be the brand. If I'm up there performing, I'm not going to go perform as Angela White. Hey. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to turn that Blac Chyna on. Where my heels at? Where's my eyelashes at? Let's get it popping. But it's just more so separating the two. And just for so many years, I came out in 2008.
Yeah.
5 more years, that's 20 years. You know what I mean? And that's a long time. I feel like people don't even realize how long I've been out.
Damn.
A long time, because I did, my first big thing was, obviously when Nicki Minaj, Monster video, but and then prior to that I was doing Dime Piece magazine, all those type of magazines. What was it? Smooth, all of those type of magazines, and then the Stunt Double, and then that's when Drake mentioned me in the song, and then I met Tyga, Naya King. Hi, King. Hey, Dream. And then that's how that was. But I was like, wow, 5 more years, 20 years, that's a wow. Word. Just for even people to still even care. So I know that it's something that's still there. And just even with the brand and just even with myself. And back in the day, I used to be I'm never doing interviews. I'm not doing interviews because I always felt this way to where as though it's nothing to really talk about right now. So now I feel when I speak, I feel people will actually listen to me instead of going on there and ranting and doing all this or going back and forth on the internet with people and all that. I feel now anything that I do moving forward that they'll see me versus just kind of fitting in. And it's just all about evolution and revolving and keeping up with the times and figuring out what's the next steps, what's the next moves, just as a collective. And I've been blessed, to be in a situation to where as though I can outsource different things so I'm not put into a box. It's it's one of those things we all have it. We're really all creators. It's just unlocking it and stepping away from something that makes you so much money or so much clout or so much this or recognize and all this to really step and see what am I actually really good at?
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
And you could be really good at something, but you haven't mastered exactly what you're doing right now, so you can step out of that so you can move on to the next thing.
What are some of the things that you're really good at that maybe us publicly haven't witnessed yet?
I'm really good at I'm really good at business things. Setting up companies, just from A to Z, paperwork. I'm a really good cook, too.
Word?
Yeah, and I know how to grill really good. Ooh, I'm a grill master.
Yeah, that HB, she a grill master.
I like that.
I'm a grill master, and I mean the chicken is going to be cooked in the inside. It's not going to be all with the veins.
No pain.
And all crispy on the outside. You be like, move out the way, uncle. Watch out. That's too high. The flame's too high, man.
What's your seasoning game like, though?
Oh yeah, we love the seasoning.
You like the season? Man, Angela White is here. Formerly, Blac Chyna as well.
Also known as
Blac Chyna. Mike?
Sway, Angela, if I can ask you another question. I'm really fascinated by your journey, and I saw the videos when something stood out to me. And I want to know if you can just explain it a little bit more and offer a little bit more context. I loved how you did it. You talked about the long nails. And I heard you mention a little bit earlier in the interview, you want to mention to young girls and think about their future, right? I felt like you weren't dismissing individuals who have long nails because you said, I'm passing on to the young girls now.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about what you meant by that, right? And that you're not being dismissive of it and just where you are now in relationship to, like, I guess, the long nails and where you are right now?
Yeah, just like the look. Honestly, I'm about to be 35 in May, right? The long nails, they're beautiful. I love them. Like, that's always been my thing. But you got to pass it down to the young girls. Let the young girls do that. I'm like stepping into my grown woman. You know what I mean? I could feel things, and it feels good too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I could ball my fist up. Like just all these type of things. Even like with the filler, and I always say this, like, do you, but just know, like, just take the precautions. You know what I mean? To like seeing exactly what it is that you're doing. You know what I mean? Because people still going to get fillers. It's just right now for me, it's not for me. So you can have that, but just also, too, just make sure you look out for whatever it is that you're putting into your body, because I've seen it. Like, I'm in the world of it. And it's even more important to me because you got to think celebrities or influencers, they have a little bit more leadway of the access to remove it and get it for free and to take it out. It costs thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to remove these things. You get what I'm saying? So if you go get something for $3,500, you know what I mean? Now it's like you costing your life. And if you want to get it removed now, it's going to cost you $80,000 to $100,000. How you going to come up with the money?
Yeah.
To do that, and then it's just something that you really want to reconsider and like really consider. And honestly, you could just go to the gym. And something else that I realized too, like the more and more I get older, if it's a man or a woman type of thing that you're like trying to do this for, people are going to be attracted to what they're attracted to.
Yeah.
If a man likes big boobs, he's going to find a girl with big boobs. You know what I mean? You might think that they should be smaller, but you should keep your big boobs because it's a guy out there that might like big boobs. It might be a guy that like, smaller rear ends, but now you didn't got a bigger rear end. That's why you're not getting chose. Not like that.
Okay, but yeah.
You know what I mean? So people are going to be attracted to what they're attracted to. So just keep it smooth. You know what I mean?
I want to sign up for your courses. You need to become a teacher or something. Like I would really subscribe to listening to you speak on your experiences and what you've discovered. And it's really amazing to hear you speak. You seem really solid and complete in who you are as you're doing this evolution. I know that when people go through transformation, similarly with success, it becomes more of a filtering process. Some people stick with you. Some people fall off. They don't ride the same train you're on. I'm curious to how your kids, Dream and King, have they responded to this? Are they aware that you've been doing this transformation, and what has their response been?
Yeah, so when I came back from my surgery, they're like, so why are you laying like that? I'm like, mommy just had surgery. And they're like, so what'd you get? I was like, I got my boobies and my butt smaller. They're like, okay. So they're like, okay. And then when Dream saw my nails, she was like, your nails, because she looks up to me and every time she's like, I can't wait till I get older so I could get long nails, mommy. I'm like, Dream is gonna come. So now when she sees my nails now, she's like, oh, you have short nails. Like, I like your nails. So it's more like relatable to her and like showing her that you don't have to have long nails, because right now I feel like anything that I do, they're like real sponges now. And they're gonna be on to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they know, like, spelling out the curse words. They know how to spell quite well. And they catch on to everything. And they're so smart. Dream's so beautiful. King is so handsome.
Yeah, you got some great kids. I watch
and
them.
they love each other so much. They love each other so much. Like, it's just awesome. Oh, but the tattoo removal.
Yeah.
So they didn't fully understand what it was. So I just told them, I was like, because they were helping me pack up my truck. this was like a random trip. I went to Vegas. I found somebody, and I called him. I was like, listen, I want to remove this tattoo like today, like right now. And he's like, well, okay, I'm in Vegas. So I was like, all right, I'm in LA. I'm about to come catch a flight. I looked at them flight prices. It was like $777. I was like, but I was like, man, I got to make it to church the next day. So I was like, think. All right, lay down all the seats in the back because I have an Escalade truck. Get that queen size mattress, that foam thing, lay it flat, put the pillows in there, Bob. So I laid down the whole ride to Vegas. It's innovative.
Wow.
Okay. So I went there, got zapped up. Oh, and it hurt so bad.
It's painful.
Oh, baby.
To cover it or to remove it?
To remove it.
Wow.
I removed it. But as I was packing, King was like, so what are you doing right now again? Dream's like, she's going to go get a tattoo removed. He was like, what tattoo? Because I have like my kids' names like tatted, right?
He thought he was getting cut out, huh?
I was like, no, I'm not getting y'all names removed. They was like, oh, okay. All right. But yeah, they don't really quite understand like what it is, but I know what it means. Mm-hmm. And eventually that they're going to start to kind of catch on. But when I'm at home, like I'm always in a onesie. If you know me, like I'm always in a onesie.
Mm-hmm.
So
cozy.
They don't really see.
Nah, cozy. And then when I do get dressed up, they be like, what is this? Like, like Dreamy, like, what? Like, Mommy, is that a wig? I'm like, Dreamy, you know it's a wig. And she be like, let me wear it. I'm like, all right, put the wig on. We always play dress up.
How their fathers supported you in this transformation? What have they said?
You know what? I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that they see it. And you know, every day we're changing. You know, we're getting older. And I'm just grateful for my kids. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I'm always have like that respect for them, you know? Mm-hmm. And vice versa. That's all I ask for is respect.
Word.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about this business. That this wig is yours, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a luxury wig line, and what is it? Break that down.
Okay, so the name of it is called Heart's Pier.
Mm-hmm.
And I came up with the name because, you know, all of our hearts are pure. We just got to tap into it. So I own a hair factory now in Asia. So not only am I selling hair and wigs and bundles and closures, HDs and things like that, and this is straight from the donor.
Okay.
So I like recorded
wait.
Yeah, I saw her.
Straight from the donor?
Straight from the donor.
This is real hair?
Yes, it's real hair. I'm gonna show you the video. Like I'm like cutting the hair, washing it, the whole thing.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, you can.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
the donor has some popping hair.
Yeah, I did my hair today.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like I got some hairspray in it, but yeah, I'm when I comb it out and get it, you get into it.
Yeah.
See like the lace?
Oh, I didn't even see that.
HD, baby.
Well. Wow. Okay.
You know,
wow,
gotta have that HD lace. You know,
I don't know what that is, but it looks good. Okay.
Yeah, HD lace. So also too, what I did was because I do want to empower women, you know, to be financially stable. That's just like the ultimate goal, and to have stability. So I partner with my good friend Lauren, and we own a hair factory now in Asia, and we started the hair plug agency. I always get tongue twisted. The hair plug agency, to where as though like we'll set up like your website, your logo. We can even drop ship for you and all of that. So it's like, it's not just me that's going to be making money. If you can make money too, it's just like, why not? Mm-hmm. It's so much money in the world that, you know, everybody can make it. What you could sell, I probably can't. The people you can reach, I probably can't. Or you might have like your own vibe.
Right.
And I feel like the women can even use this as a leverage to where as though they can get to the next step that they want to go to. Instead of like, you know, doing like a 9-to-5, or you can still do your 9-to-5, but then you want to still have your pocket money. You might have kids, and it's like something always comes up, like a flat tire.
Yeah.
Like just something, you know, like the weather conditions, just depending on like where you live at. But I just wanted to give women that opportunity. You know?
That's what's up, man.
Let's go.
Give this young lady a round of applause. This is a dream come true for me. Ever since the airport, I've been trying to get her up here.
You have.
It's perfect timing.
Perfect timing. www.heartspure.com. Citizens, let's support the business, and you always have a home up here.
Thank
Okay,
you so much.
you ain't gotta have nothing to talk about. You
Thank
just come
you.
up here and chill. You can bring the kids. All right.
Whoa.
Okay.
That mean I gotta bring Jeannie. I might bring you to New York.
Okay, bring them on up. Any new music coming?
I do. I
Okay.
do. I have three. I have three bangers. Can I talk about it? Okay. So also too, I'm going to be performing at Rolling Loud in Thailand.
Wow.
Did you just stun on us right there?
Come on, Blac Chyna.
In Thailand.
Yeah. You know what's so crazy? I didn't even know that it's the same rollout
Yeah.
as over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's so interesting because I'm gonna be performing all 3 days.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You're making money too, right? Okay.
No,
sorry,
you know,
okay,
not
sorry.
even
I'm sorry,
even
Heather.
making money. Like I'm fulfilling something that I started a long time ago.
Okay.
In 2017, and I want people to also to like take this with you. Don't live in the past, like literally like live in the present and not too much in the future. Have your goals, but it starts like what you do today is what's going to dictate your future. You get what I'm saying? If you start today, let me start today. And then don't give up. It's like almost like going to the gym. You go to the gym one time. Of course, you're not going to see no results.
Yeah.
You got to consistently like start going, change your diet and do this and do that. But it's like the things that you do today is what's really going to shape your future.
Word.
So you got to kind of like start living and seeing yourself like how you want to be seen in the future.
Yes.
That's right.
I love it. Dropping these gems. Angela White, a.k.a. Blac Chyna.
Yes.
I'm glad we made this happen.
Me too.
So somebody was calling my daughter's mother to get to us.
We did it.
For weeks. For weeks.
Shout out to my publicist Monique. I love you.
Monique was calling.
Shout out to Storm. Hey.
For weeks.
Hey Tasha.
How she found her?
At least she stepped up. She's like, that was me. Okay, I'll take accountability.
She was like, she's in the years I've done this, she has never asked for anything.
Yeah.
And she was like, Blac Chyna. I was like, absolutely, but I can't do it right now.
Yeah.
And so we made it happen.
Yes.
You're a beautiful, spirited person. We are all in your corner supporting you as you consistently evolve, and we're learning from you as well as you learn about yourself, okay? So God bless you.
Thank
All
you
right?
so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And you a citizen, too.
Of Sway in the Morning,
Okay.
sis. God bless
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
All right.